Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video on Lumber Capital Log Yard. We're back here in the sharpening shop today, and we're going to get to see some of the blades that have already been used on the mill. Jade and I have, gotten everything we possibly could out of them before it started waving a little bit or just wasn't cutting the knots. Whatever it was, it's a dull blade, and it's back here ready to be resharpened, and you're going to get to see that today, as well as a bit of a tutorial from the man himself, Grandpa. Let's get into this video.
Previously we did a little segment on these sharpeners, but it was kind of a quick through, and we got a lot of questions on not being able to tell exactly what was going on. So I'm just going to break down the sharpener today. I've previously set a blade. It's a 734, I believe, and I will take it off the sharpener and put it on, or take it off the set and put it on the sharpener, and we will break this thing down. Got my fan turned on so I don't get a bunch of maybe it's easier with the blade out of here. When you turn this on, this advance is what pushes your blade to the next tooth. I don't run it too fast. I'd run it about like that. You could do that if you wanted to, but I think that's probably pretty hard on your stone. This is a carbide, I think they call it CBN blade, and it's got oil sprays on it, but there's no sense in destroying it. While I'm at it here, this edge right here, if you try to cut too much of your cutting edge of your tooth off, you will damage this corner and it'll destroy your blade. And they're not cheap. So I will put a blade on. This clamps your blade, holds it in place. This is your blade height. So it raises and lowers that blade in here. Your motor is set with the cam, so you can raise or lower this and get your blade cut in the gullet the way you want. This right here is a stripper. It strips the oil off the blade, most of it, and drips it back in your pan. One of the necessary evils with the pan is that it does catch the steel cuttings, filings. So there's some magnets in the bottom here that catch the oil or catch the cuttings as they drift over here. But occasionally you have to. I've got a magnet here somewhere. I don't know what I did with it. This is the cuttings that I cleaned out of there.
Oh wow!
Before.
Jeez.
Now see, I can let them settle in here and retrieve that good oil. I just let them set in this, but that's metal filings. So I got a little round magnet I stick back up in this tray and clean it out occasionally. You're either cleaning your oil or you're cleaning up dust from just a dry grinder. So that's just part of the game. Let me get my blade over here and I'll put it. I've previously set this blade. So I set the blade in here. You push this clamp down, get your blade down in there, make sure your rollers are right. Now this blade is way too high, so I need to turn it down. You want the gullet right close to this block initially, very close. fact, I put it so far down that the stone doesn't actually hit it to get started. Like I found out before, shut everything off before you get the power on there. You advance a blade up there to the point where it is in line with your stone, and then bring the motor down. Now you want just to barely cut on the cutting edge of this tooth. You don't want to overcut it because it just destroys the life of your stone. Now I will lower the motor. Now I'm hearing it. I hear the stone dragging on this, so that's too tight. So I'll advance it one. Okay. Now I raise the motor up and turn on the wheel. I'm just going to dry cut the first couple of them so I can see what my sparks are doing. I'll slowly advance the push rod until I'm just slightly cutting the cutting edge of the tooth. Now that's doing good. Now I will raise the blade up until I'm cutting the gullet. So now I adjusted the height of the blade so that the stone is cutting the gullet the way I want it to. Now I'm going to turn on the oil. You'll see the oil start. That will keep your blade clean, keep any heat out of it. And I'm happy with the way it's set. So now I can turn it up. It's got a magnet shut off on it. So I'll place this magnet right here where I started. And when it comes back around over here to the sensor, it'll shut us down. Now I'm just looking at the cutting side of the tooth to make sure I'm getting a good clean cut on it. So you can see the shine on there. Now when this magnet gets around inside and hits that sensor, it'll shut the machine down. Okay, we're done there. Raise this up. You want to make sure you shut off your pump and your grinding motor. Always remember to retrieve your magnet. And then I wipe the blade just to keep some of the mess down. And there's what we got. So we got a sharp blade. The gullet looks like, for the most part, see, it's most of it's clean. So that blade should be. This is one of the retrieved blade. No, it's been sharpened once. So this is the second sharpening on this blade. I etch them in here so I can tell what I have. So previously this was just a thrown away blade. I cleaned it. We'll go through the cleaning process again sometime, because if you do it wrong with the grinding wheel, you're liable to get wound up in that thing with your hand. So just a word to the wise, and we'll go through that at some point. So that blade is finished. And ready for the sawmill. You don't want them folded, do you? No. Okay, we'll go through that folding process here sometime, because somebody said they wondered how that was done, and I'll go through it. And then you can practice so that you don't get hurt. But this blade is ready to go, so my shop's bigger now. We sold all that other sharpening equipment, so I got room to set it up to store these. And put a stove in here for this winter. I won't be so resistant to come out here and work. So I think that's it for this one. We'll do the tooth setter next episode, and dial that in, because that's very important. If you want a good clean cut on your wood, not a bunch of scratches and stuff, you want to get that set properly. If you want scratches in it, just set a couple of teeth too heavy and you will get scratches. So that would be something that would be up to a client if he wanted some detailed or distressed looking wood. So other than that, I'll take it up the yard and the girls can make it dull again. So, any questions on this? Feel free to give some comments, and I'll see what I can do to clarify it next time.
Hopefully that was informative for those of you interested in learning how to resharpen your sawmill blades. If you did find this video informative, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But other than that, we'll see you back here next time. Bye.